All right, here we are. It's the collectors. We're back. Two collectors tonight. Two
The
collectors.
original cast.
That's right. Wow, that's true. That's how it was. That's in the good old days. The good old days.
Like 3 years ago?
Oh,
That's got to been or close to it.
oh, that's scary, eh?
At least 2.5, right?
I just don't quit doing things once I start. Just keep going.
Well, that's good.
I guess so. It's good to see you, Matt Bandy. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
We were going to have Kevin, but Kevin is having some power issues in his tiny village. Someone plugged in too many hair dryers, and that's that. So hopefully we'll get him soon. So there's openings on the panel. If anyone should want to come in, certainly let me know in the chat, and I'll get the link for you to come in.
I wonder if someone want to come in.
I'm sure there are some people, but Duke. Good to see Duke there in the chat.
Oh, what's up, Duke?
I'd invite Duke, but do you think maybe he'd want to face you?
I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to even show up tomorrow. It is his show, but
that's true.
I think I've been maybe intimidating him, or
yeah,
he might be nervous. I don't know.
For those that don't know, the Beat the Bandy goes live tomorrow night for a second chance at doing it live on the internet.
That was my fault the first time. I had some technical issues that have been resolved. So that won't be a problem.
I saw a side of Matt Bandy that had me scared a little bit.
That was I was under control.
I was trying to bust chops, and I'm like, I don't think this is going right.
No, I probably didn't even notice. I was so frustrated because I just didn't understand what was wrong. And once I found out that it had to do with the switch, for some reason, doesn't work with some modems, I was okay. That made sense, because I must have entered that password at least 50 times. At least. I'm like, I know I'm entering it right. And Chris Robert, are you sure you're entering it right?
Regardless, it was still a fun show. I love watching that stuff when things go haywire. So it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no comment from Duke here, so he must be. Yeah. Can't face Bandy before the big face-off tomorrow night on the Retro Nonsense YouTube channel. So look forward to that. What are you guys playing?
We are playing Balloon Fight.
Mm-hmm. To the death.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be something.
I will actually give a little secret here. We may have had a test run last night with me and Duke, just to see, make sure internet was working, make sure I could sign on and everything. And we did. We had a little competition. It wasn't with Balloon Fight. So this is going to go down kind of like, that Rocky and Apollo fight that was never televised and you never saw who won it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those historic battles that you don't know what they did and what the outcome was, but I'm going to let you know it happened.
I don't know. Duke's kind of in the chat. He's kind of hinting at what happened.
I don't know.
So just rewind for a second, because I want to get that into my head. Some switches don't work with some modems?
I guess. Yeah, it has to do with the whatever type of modem we had at my wife's business. It wouldn't connect to it. It connects mine fine. But yeah, I know. Not sure. I think there's something you can go into the settings and change through your computer, but I wasn't about to try to do that because I'm pretty ignorant with that stuff.
What a show. Go back, guys, go to the Retro Nonsense channel and check out that show because it was fun and exciting. And yeah, we got to see a side of Matt Bandy that's scary. I got scared. I got uncomfortable. As the first time I saw Chris Roberts not have anything to say. He went big pauses without him saying it. I'm like, why isn't Chris Roberts just telling one of his stories that go on for 30 minutes right now?
Yeah, there was some dead air.
It was great. We had a guy, like a presenter at one of the TV stations I worked at, and he had a pretty big following, a big audience, and it was because he just did. To us in production, it seemed like he was being a dick, but I think it was him just making the show more compelling. Like you would hand him a microphone and say, okay, you're good anywhere in this area up until that line over there. Don't go past that line. You're good. Production people all go away, go back in the truck. Where is he? Way past the line. So then, a stagehand has to find another microphone, and they're fiddling with microphones live on camera. And even though it's a mistake, it's still, you can't turn away from it. You got to see how it gets resolved. So I don't know if he's brilliant or just that kind of guy, but I love watching that stuff. So pack show anyways, full of stuff. Garage sale season has started way up here in Canada. So I have gotten out and I've gotten some weird, wild stuff today. And last weekend was, pretty fruitful, even though it's super early in the year. I wouldn't expect a lot of yard sales, but things were happening. So I got some cool stuff to show you, and look forward to that. And I don't know if you caught the last Midnight is Flashing VHS show last weekend. I did. You did? Good. It was very impromptu. I was just going through some tapes I picked up.
You didn't show a whole lot.
Well, once Chris Roberts comes in, it's the Chris Roberts show, which is great.
Yeah.
But
I noticed that he didn't show the tapes that I gave him. I gave him 3 tapes.
There was some talk about you guys, how you were shopping together, and
I know. I listened to it, and he made it seem that I was ungrateful. That it's a sight to see him in action. I've witnessed it many times, but he was top Chris Roberts form that weekend.
Don't get in his way.
That and his method and just how he talks to people at the sales, and he can grease the wheels and get the ball rolling. And no shame.
And he thinks many steps ahead. Like I today just did something, and I walked away from the sale thinking, oh, Chris Roberts would have played that way differently. I picked up some VHS tapes. I had to dig for them, and this girl came over. It was her dad's yard sale, but she was kind of in charge of the tapes. And in conversation with her, she's like, yeah, I have like 1,000 VHS tapes. I can email you some pictures and see, if you want any of it. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Here's my email address and all that. And I had 3 tapes. I said, so how much for these tapes? And she's like, how about $5? And, Chris Roberts would have paid that, perhaps would have paid even more to pay for that email coming.
Chris Roberts would have said, hey, let's go look at those VHS tapes now. What do you got going on? I can do it now.
True, but stupid me, I lowballed her. I said, well, how about $3? Because they're just VHS tapes, no big deal. And then I walked away thinking, I should have just, she's not going to email me now because she's like, that cheap bastard.
Get her email address?
No.
Another mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
These 3 mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. So
didn't ask to go see it right now. You didn't get her contact info, and you lowballed her.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. What have I been learning listening to Chris Roberts all this time?
Obviously nothing.
Shameful. So what preview for us? What do you got for us, Matt? Anything exciting?
Oh, of course I got some exciting. I'll show a few. I can show a few things. I wasn't planning on it, but I will. Some of the stuff that I got from that weekend of hunting with Chris. I did get a lot of VHS tapes, so I'll save those for another show, possibly.
I've seen you come across many tapes.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit of new stuff lately. I got some good stuff lately, so yeah. But I got a lot. I got some new music and some books to show tonight.
I have a book. Can you believe that? I have a book. Yeah, maybe a couple books actually. All right. It's usually Matt Bandy with all the books, but I'm going to show you a Canadian classic book that my daughter insisted I get for her, and I was pretty proud of her that she wanted it.
Is it something by Martin Popoff?
Popoff?
Yeah, Martin Popoff.
The music guy?
Yeah.
No.
He writes
no,
books. Oh,
no.
All right.
Classic Canadian literature.
Well, that sounds pretty class. He's Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, and for those tuning in, I was trying to say in the Midnight is Flashing YouTube show, the VHS show, I had promised weeks before to show that free TV I got. And of course, since it was this impromptu thing that just kind of happened, I forgot to show it. So I'm going to reveal it on this show. Damn it. And then I'll probably show it again on the next VHS show in case Chris Roberts misses it. But I'm going to get it out of the way for those people who have been waiting. So should I do that first, do you think, or wait till anyone else shows up? What do you want?
I don't know. Are we just going to ask the other person to come on straight up?
I did. I sent Duke a link, and I think he's mulling it over if he has the nerve to face Matt Bandy.
It could be like, it's like the pre-fight weigh-ins, where the guys, sometimes it comes to blows there,
Sometimes the guys don't want to show up for that because it's too scary.
Yep.
He's getting ready. He's putting his pants on. So we'll get Duke on the panel soon enough.
Yeah, let's see that TV.
He says yes.
That?
Mm-hmm. You keep cutting out for some reason. Apple.
Oh, no, I said yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab I'm gonna just grab the stuff that's out of my reach here.
So this was a remnant from the Barry Game Exchange. One of the fellow vendors there and a good pal of mine, Josh Creep.
Good pal, huh?
Good pal. Josh Creep had a TV, an old retro tube TV there, which he couldn't sell for the entire show. And he said, I'm not lugging this thing anymore. If I can't sell it, I'm pushing it into a dumpster. And I said, well, no, I will be that dumpster if you do that. So he said, well, you could just buy it from me then, and then you can have it for sure. And I said, well, I'll gamble and wait to the end here and then wait by the dumpster. So sure enough, he did. He was a cool guy, and he brought it over to me at the end. So check this out. Like Sears TV, 12-inch portable in the box. When have you seen that last?
You gonna leave it in the box?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Are you gonna use it?
I got my TVs. I just couldn't let it go in the dumpster.
No, it's good to have backups.
Yeah. The history of this TV must have been that it was in someone's storage forever, like they never used it. Hey, CB Fall, thanks for joining us. He's liking my shirt. We got the instruction manual here still.
Oh, cool. What year is this from?
Well, take a look. The last owner was awesome enough to write the date on there when he bought it.
What? Dang, that's
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's 1988. Not much for instructions. There's an earphone jack, UHF connection. Tells you how to fix your picture. You use the old test pattern with the indigenous leader's head on it. I think that's how you got to say it now. And okay.
So how would that test pad come up?
Well, I don't know. I guess you'd have to wait till the overnight because stations used to sign off overnight.
Oh, okay.
Styrofoam.
At CIB.
Yeah. Oh, I got so much stuff here.
Don't hurt your back.
Well, it has the handy handle right on the top, right?
Okay.
Mother Brain's here. Hi, Mother Brain.
Hey.
So check that
I heard
guy
Mother
out.
Brain just participated in another race.
Oh my God, did she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's a warrior.
That's awesome. What's that? What's the little jack on the side there? Right.
That
there.
must be the headphone jack. Let me move this. Burp. Got a headphone jack there. Josh was good enough to leave me the hookup there to hook up a regular coax to the whatchamacallit.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's the Sears badge. Some adjustments on there. I should have
no component on there, huh?
No, this is it. Just that.
Yeah.
Just that. And he said he was playing a Nintendo on here, so the sucker does work.
That thing looks awesome.
I should have done some research to find out who made this for Sears, because that's the question.
Yeah.
It's got the Sears brand on there, but someone else made it for them.
What was the name on the
On the which?
on the instruction manual? The guy that did they write his name or just
No.
the date?
He bought the set February 15th, 1988, but the stamp on the back is 86.
Okay.
1986. That's Montreal Canadiens' second last Stanley Cup win. Was in
Oh.
86. Yeah, it doesn't. Made in Korea. It's not made in Japan. I'm curious who would have made that. So that's the TV, guys. I hope you're excited by that.
It looks brand new.
Look at the price Josh had on there. Can you see it?
I can't. 60 moose bucks, huh?
Yeah. Or just wait him out.
Yeah. Smart move.
I almost felt guilty about it.
Yeah. That went away real quick, I bet.
Someone must have bought that to have in their kitchen or something and just never got around to using it, left it in the garage forever. And you know where Josh got it from? Do you recall that part of the story?
No, I don't remember that.
He found it in the garbage.
Oh, really?
So I kept it all those years. And then
How long did he have it for?
I think he just got it this past year. He found it in a bin removal, garbage removal bin, because that's what he does. He transports those things around, and he couldn't let that go to the crusher very wisely. No. So, yeah. Sears Canada.
Nice.
All right.
Looking.
So what do you have to add to your collection this week?
Let me start by showing the non-VHS stuff that I picked up with Chris at the citywide yard sale in Morro Bay, California. Beautiful Morro Bay, California. It's actually a really nice coastal town that is about 20 minutes north of me. It's right. My father-in-law lives in the same community there, so. It's a cool town there's a lot of pretty cool thrift stores where Chris got that rob from, which is one that I frequent, and so he comes into my neck of the woods, and he's basically stealing from me.
Yeah, you didn't see that rob?
No, I wasn't there I had to go to my son's baseball game.
Oh,
that's all right though.
Yeah.
I don't have a Rob, and he has 7 of them. So
yeah.
That's fine, right?
Yeah. My apologies, Duke. I didn't actually hit the send button. I thought I sent it. It was just sitting there in the preview. It's in your Twitter.
So at one of the sales that we went to, which is the one where we got the sealed VHS and some other. Chris got a bunch of comic books. The amount of stuff that they had there, which is such neat stuff. And the guy, Clint, I think was his name. I believe he said most of the stuff they were selling was his cousins. It was his VHS collection and the comics. And she had awesome taste because just all the things that were put out was just cool stuff. So I'll show this first here. Did you ever read Mad Magazine, Bill?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Heck
so
yeah.
what was your favorite part of Mad Magazine? Any favorite ongoing series or bits?
Well, Spy versus Spy, but
Exactly.
I loved it when they spoofed movies too, when they redraw movies.
My favorite part as a kid was always the Spy versus Spy stuff. So this is a little paperback that just collects. I don't know if these were in the magazine itself, or if this was just written and compiled into this book here. But it's all the Spy versus Spy. And I had one of these as a kid, but this is much earlier. This looks like it was printed in. Let's see, there was a print date in front here. 1968 is when this came out.
Holy cow!
And there was a ton of Mad paperback books there. This was the only Spy versus Spy, but a lot of them are just other collections from the magazine. And there was a lot of Mad magazine, just individual Mad magazines there as well. Yeah, just the sheer amount of stuff. Like we could have just bought everything there. It was cool, but I kind of had to kind of limit ourselves. But or at least I did. But yeah, there was a ton of those collection books too. And I remember seeing those, and I had a few of them as a kid. So I didn't know that they'd been around for as long as they had been. So I was happy to find this.
That stuff used to go on too in the margins and the little edges.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah.
You know what Spy versus Spy is like? It's kind of like Beat the Bandy.
Oh. Hey.
Oh, hey. Can you guys
Hey, Duke. Yep.
All right. What's up?
Looking good, man.
Oh, thanks.
What's the name you got
prettied
there?
up for the show.
Oh, the Bandy Slayer. I didn't even see that.
Hmm.
Give him a stare. I was trying
Matt,
to give him a
you know
stare
what?
down.
I'm not as. Who won the game last night? It's okay. You can tell. Huh? Oh, see, now his mic goes out.
Yeah, it's Apple. This Apple stuff.
I can't hear you.
Hang on a second.
Now it comes back a little bit.
You can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said America won.
And who was playing USA? Don't
Well,
be shy.
we're both in USA, so we're both playing in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, I'll give you the fact that it went into double overtime.
it sure
We are
did.
very well matched at these NES games, so hopefully that'll be for an exciting game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to end up winning, so it
I
won't be
don't
that
know.
exciting.
We'll see.
I see your internet is working fine for Bill's show.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Priorities. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill and I go way back. So.
That's
Did you
true.
see what I showed?
I did, yeah. Yeah. My favorite thing about the Mad magazine was the, how should I put this? Oh, thanks. Yeah, congratulations to Mother Brain and her 200-mile race that she did this weekend with a team of people for a charity to raise money for a little boy who needed some help. So it just finished like minutes ago, I think. So, yep.
Wow.
And it was this was in New England, so she's out of town for the whole weekend. So she ran through 3 different states. I guess what were the three? Rhode Island, Maine, and Massachusetts, hon? She can correct me if I'm wrong, but
That's staggering.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And it was very hot this weekend up in the Northeast. We had like a heat wave, so made it more difficult, but they got it done. So, Yep.
Crazy. Well, good for her. Congratulations. All right, Map Andy, didn't mean to
no,
interrupt
not
you
at all.
with
All.
our big star coming in here, Duke, from Retro Nonsense. Don't forget, Retro Nonsense tomorrow night, 8:30. You're going to see the big match.
The pressure's on. Not for the game, for like the internet and all to work properly. That's the only pressure. I mean, the game I got, that's easy. That's the easy part.
Okay. All right.
Can you give like what's your prediction on how long the game will take? Let's just get that out there.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really played that game, like couch co-op with two people before.
I've never really played that game with two. See, the excuses are already being planted here.
Well, I'm just saying that my point is I don't know how quickly they can go. It could be minutes, because once one of the players dies, it's over, because the other person's going to rack up the score within a couple of minutes. So it's really about battling each other and trying to kill each other while avoiding the other enemies. So I think it could go. We're both pretty good at that game, so I think it could go several rounds, so maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but it could be done in a couple of minutes too. So we're going to chat about some other stuff too. It won't be just the game, so it won't be a real long live stream. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour is my plan. But we all know how things go when I plan things out. So we'll see how it really goes. But that's what my attempt is going to be. So it'll be fun. Apparently the chat was fun. I was so distracted last time that I wasn't even... In hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I interact with the chat? Why did I just start reading, talk to Mother Brain and you guys? And I just blanked. I was so frustrated and, nervous and everything. So I didn't know what to do. Again, like you said, Bill, I was relying on Chris. I was like, Chris is like the funniest guy here. He's like, always like got quips and one-liners, and he's just sitting there staring at us. I'm like, come on, Chris, say something. But I guess
Matt scared everyone. It was scary.
Oh yeah, we were shaking. His eyes were turning green.
Anyways, continue, Matt. What else you got?
Yeah. So there was a ton of these books. It was pretty much like a whole box, and I wish I could have picked them all up.
You couldn't make a play for the whole box?
I didn't. There was so much stuff there, Bill, that was one of the early ones we went to. But I collect enough stuff already. I just didn't need it, and I didn't know if I could, turn around and sell it, what the value was, and I'm not big on looking that sort of stuff up like at the actual garage sale, but I did specifically look for this because I love Spy versus Spy, so that I was happy to find. And then strangely enough, this was also in the box with the Mad Magazine books, which is Vampirilla on Alien Wings.
Cool.
You guys familiar with the Vampirilla character?
No.
A little bit. I know of her. I've never read any of it. But
so I think this is kind of who Elvira got like her look from, this character here. This is now is an ongoing comic series, but it's like a horror character. I've never read any of the books. I just know the image. This is late 70s, I think 75. This was when this was printed. Pick this up
by Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers books.
Wow.
By Ron Goulart.
Broken Spine.
Yeah, this one is correct.
It was a good part there.
Yeah.
He had to go single-handed on the novel at that point.
Well, So then I looked through a little bit of the comic books. Chris had got a whole box of them, which I was curious. I didn't get a chance to look through what he picked up in that box, but there was another pile. I asked him, I'm like, hey, are you getting those too? He's like, oh, no. So I went over and picked them up because I've always liked this series, and I've never seen any. I've seen individual issues before, but they've always been really pricey. But I picked up a grip of these EC comics here. It's I got Tales from the Crypt. So, are you guys familiar with the EC horror stuff?
EC,
I never collected any of it, but I've seen it.
Yeah. So this is what Tales from the Crypt, the TV show on HBO, was inspired by these books here. These dated back to like, this is a early '90s reprint of the series. I'm thinking I think it was like late '60s, early '70s is when this the series initially was launched. I don't know for sure, but they're all like little novellas in here. Different authors and illustrators, I think, too. I know Curtis Friesel, my friend Curtis, is a fan of the show, but I don't know if he's ever read any of these. But there's this one here. Another, looks like there was a Ray Bradbury story adaptation. And this one's called The Haunt of Fear. So this is kind of a similar, but there's like each of the books has that they're like the who's ever the main storyteller. Will be located on the side. And these were all pretty gory, especially for the time. I think they stuck to like or I don't know if it was from this the Comics Code came about, where it a lot of the horror and gore stuff was toned down, but for the time these were pretty kind of gruesome and showed blood and images of kind of gross stuff. I mean, here you got a guy's hand reaching out of the water. It's kind of, it's got you can see its muscle and stuff there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And there's the Vault of Horror, and another Vault of Horror. Looks like that husband's getting ready to chop his wife's head off. I don't know, but so yeah, these were like I think $15 a piece. I think on the old eBay, and I think I got them for $1 a piece. So,
nice.
Yeah, I'll probably read these and then either see if anybody else wants them or just sell them. Because I am a little bit of a comic guy, but just certain stuff. So that's what I picked up. That wasn't VHS.
All right, cool. I mean, putting those comics on eBay is probably a daunting task because you have to grade them in some manner.
I know. Yeah.
People are so crazy. Well, this page had a crease and you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I'll probably just put them up as a lot and just let it not have it as an auction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
and
idea.
I will not grade them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're lucky enough to have Duke from Retro Nonsense join us on the panel as Kevin is still without power. And I even got word from my buddy Joe, who's like a couple towns over from Kevin. He doesn't have power either. So it's quite a something
Joe?
happened. The Joe. Yeah.
Well, he probably got a backup generator though.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. You got to keep the pool heater on, right?
He's got to have a generator. He's got to have a generator.
He might have his own substation.
Or that.
Dedicated lines. Yeah. All right. So I think Duke has something cool to show us. He's always got cool stuff. Look at him behind him. He's got all kinds of cool stuff.
I scrambled around and grabbed a couple of things. So yeah, I got a couple of things I guess I'll show.
Sure.
I talked about this on my podcast when I picked this up when I was on vacation with my wife.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And obviously, what caught my eye was the Empire Strikes Backness of it. But these old monster magazines, I remember seeing these all the time, and I'd flip through them at the bookstores when I was a kid, but I never collected them or had any of them myself. But I'm gonna open this thing up. It's really cool. It's mostly black and white, but there's lots of really cool like articles in there and little behind the scenes stuff from the stories that they have in here. Look at the back. It's got the Kenner toys and stuff advertised, which is really cool. This is from 83. So on the inside, it's really, really cool stuff. They got these images from some of the horror movies of the time and articles about how they did the makeup and everything.
That's kind of similar to the Fangoria magazine, I think.
Yeah. And they're really just fun to flip through, and it's like going back through time, especially the ads and everything. As I mentioned, they have stuff from Indiana Jones in here. They have a sneak peek for Superman 3, as stated on the cover there. So there's some interviews with some of the cast and everything. So this was like $10, and it's like really, really good shape. So it was in a retro shop, so you can expect to pay, a little bit for something like this in a retro shop. But I was
Did they have more of
yeah.
those in there?
In fact, I was going to go back the next day after I looked through it. When I got back to our room, I was like, I'm going to go pick a couple of those other ones up, but I just never did. But so I might kind of keep my eye out for these because these are really fun to look through. And there's a lot of cool little trinkets in here and snippets, and it's really neat. It's an interesting, even the writing style is a little dated and kind of fun to read how they wrote these articles. It's just really cool. So there's a Indiana Jones kind of thing right there.
Oh, it's my boy Pat Roach.
Yeah, Pat Roach.
Getting punched in the face.
Oh. How do you know his name?
Who Pat Roach is?
No, I don't. Matt? No.
Yes, you can.
No, it's back. It fades.
You keep cutting out.
Gosh dang it. Maybe I should switch these. Yeah, Pat Roach, he's in one of our favorite movies.
Willow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who does he play in Willow?
What do you think?
Willow? Dude, he's a good actor if he can pull that off. Let me think. I can't think who he played. Oh, the big guy with the thing on, with the mask?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's
General
cool.
Kale.
That's pretty cool.
He's in all of the Indiana Jones movies. He is the thuggy who Indy fights on the conveyor belt and gets his scarf stuck in the wheel and gets smashed that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who he plays in Last Crusade, but he's also in Conan the Barbarian. He's in Red Sonja. He's in a bunch of cool movies. But Pat Roach is his name. Yeah.
Nice. Pretty cool. So I recently picked up. I've been looking for this for a while. Not necessarily on tape, but I found it on tape. So I was like, yes, I will take it. This is Skid Row's second album, Slave to the Grind. Yeah. It's got some good songs on here. Are you guys a fan of Skid Row?
I never listened to Skid Row.
Really?
That was
Sebastian Bach?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, they got lumped in with the hair metal stuff, but they were a little more rock and roll, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, they definitely they stand out from all that hair band stuff for sure. But this is a really good one. Their first album is really good, and this one's a really good follow-up. So I was happy to find that on cassette. I guess I'll pull out the stuff like you guys do, see what's in here. Yeah, see, I remember all this imagery from I had this on CD. This is when CDs first came out. So I have all the lyrics in there. So
holy, that's tiny.
Oh yeah. So there you go. So happy to find that. Now, I don't think Bill is a Radiohead fan or a Tom York fan, but Matt, are you?
I like OK Computer.
Oh, my favorite
but
album.
that's about it. I had a roommate in college who was obsessed with Radiohead.
That'd be me.
After Kid A, was that the album that came after OK Computer?
Yes, Kid A and Amnesiac came out like right after each other, and it's kind of like one album, but they split it up.
That just started getting too weird for me.
Yeah,
but
yeah, OK Computer is
it those two albums where you can play them at the same time and it makes something different?
I think so. It was very kind of innovative.
To me that's cool to think about, and that's awesome. But it was just it's not my.
Yeah, it got a little. It's not like a great, like those two albums. There's definitely some skippers in there. It gets a little beep boopy and all that kind of stuff with the electronic stuff. But he, you got to give him credit. He's exploring, his creativity, and he's trying different things. OK Computer to me that's my favorite album of all time.
Oh, really?
And I think that. Nice. Oh yeah, I think that's a masterpiece, and I absolutely love that album, and I think that's their peak. But anyway, I brought it up because this was after, if I'm not mistaken, Kid A and Amnesiac. This is a solo album from Tom York, The Eraser.
Oh.
Really
heard of that.
Nice. Yeah, I really I had this when it first came out, and I found it again also when I was away with my wife on that same trip, and I picked it up. It was sealed. It's brand new. But I re-listened to it, and I was like, oh, I forgot how good it was from start to beginning. This is a really fantastic album. So, all right, more influence from Kevin. I got another Krungbin. This is what do you call the short one? A EP, or I always get that mixed up.
Yeah,
it's got 5 EP. Okay. So this is not a full album, but it's a collaboration with Leon Bridges.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. There's 5 songs on here. And I listened. I heard one of the songs prior to buying this. I was like, oh yeah, I really dug that. So I picked it up, and I'm not disappointed. Really good stuff. So I'm really digging the band a lot. Oh yeah, he's great. So I'm really digging them a lot. I'm so thankful Kevin kind of pointed me towards them because I've got like 4 of their albums now. I'm just really dig them. So
I was curious about that one because the vinyl's pretty reasonable price for that one because it's an EP. I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
Well, there's another one which I don't have. This is Texas Moon. I think there's one called Texas Sun, if I'm not mistaken. This is the second collaboration with Leon Bridges. So I believe there's 2 of them. Okay. And this is the second one. So you might be able to buy the album with maybe both of them together. I'm not really sure, the vinyl. But I picked it up on CD because I didn't see the vinyl. So that's the only things I grabbed so far. If you guys want to go, I'll go maybe gather a couple more things if we have another round. But that's all I have for now.
Well, thanks for digging it out for us. Check out Duke. He's got his Woody alarm clock going now. That's new to the scene for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that at an estate sale for like $5. And cleaned it up real good. And here, it even plays the radio and everything. It's really cool. Well, I think it needs some tweaking, but
yeah,
come on now.
New video.
See it lit up here, and there we go.
Yeah. Scratchy pots.
Yep, got to clean them up a little bit. Anyway, I got it for the clock. I'm not gonna listen to the radio anyway, but it's pretty cool. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, okay. So if you'll I got to get this thing out of the way. I picked this up today at a yard sale, and it's nothing too exciting. It's just another mic stand, but it's got the suspension Dewey on here. Absolutely didn't need another mic stand. I've got like 4 of them here, but it's one of these things like when I was a young gaffer playing music, mic stands were just hard to come by. In fact, the only mic stand we had was liberated from a community center. So now when I come across them, I just it's like video game controllers now. I can't help but buy a video game controller because they were so expensive. New.
What is the purpose of this? I've seen seen those mic stands before, but what is the purpose of the suspended?
Well, in theory, so your mic doesn't actually touch this part. So you can bang this and your mic won't get the thing, because it's not physical. Well, it's not really attached to the actual stand. So any kind of grabbing of the mic stand or anything, it's not going to come across on the mic.
Okay.
So I was just out of curiosity. I was like, because it's well built, it's multi-articulate. And I said, how much? He's like, I don't know, $20, 25. I'm like, that's okay. And he's like, no, well, what do you want? I'm like, no, I don't want to, I'm not even going to insult you. It was just, I was curious. I don't need one. If it was something insane, I would take it. But he's like, so what's insane? I said, dude, really, $5 because I got nowhere to put this. He's like, okay, take it for $5. I'm like, oh, Christ. Okay. So it's a good one.
What's the value in that sort of thing?
To buy it at retail, this has got to be like an $80 mic stand at least.
Right on.
At least. Maybe $100. I don't know. I've never bought one at retail. I just come across them at yard sales. But I am in the pre-production phase of perhaps doing another song on this channel. So look for that.
Nice.
Bob Dylan's 81st birthday is coming up May 24th. So maybe I'll do another song for him. Continuing at another yard sale from today. Oh, literature. What's this big literature episode? Bandy, you familiar with Jack Kerouac?
Yes. I've never read his stuff, but I've always, I've heard of it on the road.
On the Road. That's his big novel.
Yeah.
I did read this. It's pretty good. It's like he's the big name of the beat poets back in the day. Ginsberg and Ferlinghetti. So yeah, I don't even know, did they make a movie of that book?
I don't know.
I've never seen it, so I don't really know what this. It's got to be a movie poster.
Wild and Unrestrained.
That's the Evening Standard right there. It's on thick. It's pretty thick poster board. I don't know. I got it for $1. So
Is it vintage?
it feels like it. It really does, but it's not stamped with any dates or anything. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any dates. Matt's just trying to get me to rip this, so he has more fodder.
Can I say it one more time? I didn't see the very back.
So sticking with literature, I was at a thrift store with the little kid, the 11-year-old, and we were just quickly going through the book section, and she spotted a classic Canadian novel and said she would like it. So despite the high price of $5.99 for it, I said, well, if you promise to read it, sure, you can have this.
Nice.
Anne of Green Gables, hardcover, hardback edition.
I had forgotten that it was a Canadian author. I apologize. I am a fan of that series.
Yeah.
And I grew up watching the PBS movie specials on that, and there was actually a series called Anne with an E that Netflix did that was based on that. That was great.
I think my daughter watches that.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anne with an E. It's
Sounds
really
familiar.
good. Yeah.
Well, that's from our CBC station. It's on Netflix. Canadian production.
Yeah, it's good.
And I used to air a spin-off show from this called Road to Avonlea. I used to air that on my TV station. And it went on for quite a while. She was like Anne's cousin or something. Reader's Digest edition of Anne of Green Gables.
What drew your daughter's interest in that?
I guess she said she's actually seen some of the TV representations. I don't know if the cartoon version or those live action series we talked about, but she said she's seen it, so she's interested in it.
Nice.
I also grabbed when I pulled this down this morning, I thought it was the first Sin City, but it's actually the sequel. A Dame to Kill For.
I never did see the sequel to that.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't think I really liked the first one, but I think that one kind of got lackluster reviews. If I
Yeah,
remember.
but look at that. But I got it
Was it
because
still
3D.
was it still directed by who was it? Rodriguez that directed Sin City? Robert
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yeah,
Did he
I
direct
don't know
that
if
one too?
did he do that one too?
it's got his name on here.
Well, he might have been a producer at that point, but
No, it's directed by. It's tough to see. It says Frank Miller and Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that was an issue with like the first one. Like they wanted to have director. I forget what it was. There was something weird about them not wanting to put two directors named as two directors.
Frank Miller's
don't
not a
remember.
good director.
I wouldn't.
In fact, I
wouldn't
don't think I think he's no longer a good writer either. He's going off the rails.
Really?
Oh yeah. I tried to years ago when the Dark Knight sequel came out. You know, he famously wrote the Dark Knight Returns
Right.
graphic novel. It's historic and an unbelievable graphic novel. And he came out with the second one, and it was just I couldn't even read it. It was terrible. I think he was on drugs or something, maybe just going nuts. But he tried to direct. He directed a couple other things too, and they just weren't any good. I don't think.
He wrote the screenplay for RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop 2. He's a good writer, or was a good writer, but I think he tried to get into directing, and it just kind of fell flat.
Yeah, just because you're right doesn't mean you can direct Stephen King.
Stephen King, right? Exactly.
Well, I'd always heard the story because I don't know if it was RoboCop 2. I think that he didn't like how they handled that or how that movie turned out.
Yes.
And
yeah,
he set
I
out
did hear
to. He's like, I'm going to write a comic book that is going to be, so gnarly. Well, it'll never be turned into a movie, and that's when he wrote Sin City, and then it got turned into a movie. Yeah, a few years later.
All right. Well, while I was there too, I couldn't turn it down for again $5, and I just got the latest one, which was excellent. I'm not the hugest fan of his earlier movies in the series, but for $5, get them all on Blu-ray, except for the latest one is not here. This ends at Skyfall, but it's Daniel Craig action.
I've seen none of the Daniel Craig 007s.
I've just seen the Casino Royale. I thought that one was cool. Oh, I'm in Holland, are we?
Well, once you saw Casino Royale, you could probably skip right ahead to the last movie, which was excellent. It was really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like the ones after that weren't so good, so I just kind of didn't watch.
There's bits of them that's still. It's James Bond. There's going to be some exciting bits in each of them. So good to have that. This was at a yard sale. I had this.
Oh, cool.
The Xbox 360 version, but got the remastered Ghostbusters for the PS4. So maybe I'll give it another try. I did try it when we did this as Game of the Month, the Xbox 360 version, and it did not grab me. I thought the controls were clunky and just, I don't know. So maybe they fix some stuff and it's better for the PS4. I'll give that a try. By the way, last night I watched the new Ghostbusters movie.
Ooh, what'd you think?
It's fine.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
I didn't see it, but I'm hearing Kevin talk about it.
Well,
Which,
well, it's not. You're not taking the Eucharist. It's just a Ghostbusters movie. It's it's fine. The one little kid, her performance was amazing. I thought she was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Now Vox is not going to like it because it's got kids, but it looked good. It sounded really good when they first turned on the proton packs in the surround sound. It was just like, oh my god, it sounded so good.
I thought the story was cool.
well, Bill, you always say "Rudd don't dud." I guess that's consistent now, huh?
Yeah. No.
How is he?
He's fine. He's good. I didn't get blown away by him. He could have been played by anyone else. Like didn't have to be him playing that role, but it was good. And hey, had old houses in it that they got to explore and old buildings. So I love seeing that shit. Old cars. Scratched a lot of itches for me anyways. So I still recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime now. So why not? Okay. I got some big stuff coming up too, but I might as well show this to get to keep Matt Bandy involved in the show here, and for Duke. Got this today.
Spoil real quick, Bill, before you start. Spoilers. I have a Star Trek item to show as well.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Star Trek Next Gen. The
That's
blueprints.
Cool. That's next level nerd right there.
Yeah, I got this from a yard sale today, and the guy had my bundle at a little bit too high a price, and he said, "Oh, this thing on eBay, that goes like big time. That's a big item there." And I kind of rolled my eyes at him, and then he instantly lowered his price for me. So let's see what's inside here.
Did have. It's not a book?
No, it's blueprints.
Oh my god!
It's really a book you were holding up.
It's actual
Matt,
blueprints.
You thought that was next level nerd when you thought it was a book. This is even on the higher level.
This is like
actual phony blueprints.
Not phony.
Not phony.
I had these blueprints for the original Enterprise too, and for some reason I gave them to my buddy Joe. Like, I don't know why I did that. So it's cool to get for Enterprise D. Look at this. Very gentle.
How many are in there?
A whack load.
Oh.
Look, they're showing where all their quarters are.
Oh, that's cool.
Different components.
Yeah.
You gonna hang those guys up or what?
No. Now this was produced specifically for ultra level nerds. This would have been much more practical in book form. Everybody knows that, but no, let's get the table set up and we'll spread them all out. Have a Star Trek party.
Oh, you wouldn't love this if it was the Millennium Falcon? Come on.
Well, see, I have a Millennium Falcon one, but it's a book like a normal person has.
So where would they have created these blueprints at, Matt Bandy? Where did they build the Enterprise D?
Oh, I was in San Francisco, right?
Well, they would have had to build it up in orbit.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Come on.
I gotta go.
Andy. The Utopia Planitia Starfleet yards.
Okay.
Orbiting Mars, apparently. Hold on, Duke. Got lots more here. Then the external arranged. So this is the underside. This one is. Oh, I thought it was ripped, but it's not. So the underside. This is cool, Duke. You'll like this. You get a close up of the captain's yacht. Mythical captain's yacht. We never actually got to see in action. Engineering section.
You were wrong, Bill. I didn't like that.
What do we got here? Side views.
That's called an elevation drawing, by the way.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is it? Why would they call it?
Who's the nerd now?
Well, from someone who looks at blueprints for his career.
Oh, he looked closely at this because it says it right there.
No, I didn't see that. That's
elevation.
What they're called.
So yeah, I guess each of these have like the full-on blueprint labeling going on. The bridge module ejection systems. Oh, that's pretty neat. But you didn't know that was a thing.
What's that? Master section?
Don't tell me this wouldn't look cool in a frame. Holy smokes. I guess we shouldn't go through it all, right?
Please.
Maybe you should do a video on it.
Do you think it's worth it?
I'd watch it.
This is all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get a close up of that. Look at all the crew quarters and all that business.
Now, who drafted that?
I
Like,
don't
is it some? Did they? Is it? Well, obviously, it's licensed, correct?
Yeah, this is the deal. It's canon.
Yeah.
It's canon.
I was going to ask that. Don't laugh, Duke.
Yeah, well,
So-
this unlike Star Wars, where they just like say this is how the ship goes, just believe it. They actually back it up with how the ship goes and how it's arranged inside and how the crew quarters sit, where the engines are, how the engines
Dilithium
work.
crystals, Duke.
Yeah, it's not Star Wars where we just it hovers magically. Science. So that's pretty cool. I didn't anticipate it being that full, but that's fun. Speaking of videos, did you guys get a chance to see my live stream of getting inside this?
I watched the very beginning of it, but then I had to go, so I didn't finish it.
On my watch list.
Matt Bandy said he would watch it if I made a video going inside.
And I'm going to. The list.
That was fun getting inside that. Not much to see, unfortunately, but we did learn some dates on it, so that was interesting. So yeah, lots more. Got big stuff. Like literally, I don't know how I'm going to show you the bigger stuff when it comes back to me, but lots more stuff to see here. Matt Bandy.
Looks like I'm up. So
As I
I'll show
lost all the viewers, you're up.
Yeah. I'll show some CDs I picked up recently. A lot of these came, some were from yard sales, some were from just thrifting. So, yeah, actually, these are all from a local thrift store, and it's 3 for $1, 3 CDs for $1.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know. And there's a there's a ton too. So I was kind of being a little stingy at first, and I was like, oh wait, it's only 3 for $1. Like, okay, so I started taking some more chances. We got Lord of the Rings, Two Towers original soundtrack.
Okay.
And we got Return of the King soundtrack.
Nice. Not a lot of
Damn
top
it,
10 hits in there.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good for background. Put it on and do your thing. They didn't have Fellowship, and once I saw, because I wasn't looking as hard, but once I saw they had both of them, I'm like, oh, the first one's got to be here. So I went through it over again, and it was not there. So it was a waste of time. We got Charlie Daniels, Simple Man.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Charlie.
yeah.
Got Garth Brooks. I believe this
My
is
wife
his
likes him.
first album. I'm a sucker for 90s country now. I used to think it was way lame when I was, in the 90s.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it now. Reba McEntire, It's Your Call. Look at that fox. You like redheads, don't you, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do. She's
It's a
still
lot of
good.
hair.
Wait a minute. You think
Yeah.
Reba McEntire is good looking?
Oh, come on, Duke.
No. No. Not for me.
Ugly.
I think she's ugly.
Come on.
Sorry.
And we got old Alan Jackson, Here in the Real World. This is a great record. I love this one. I actually got this on vinyl too, and I picked that up. I showed it on the show before. That's like a $90 record, and I got it for like $10.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, whoa! I was surprised. But yeah, it was that weird time. This was like this record came out in '89, so vinyl was starting to phase out by that point. But Look at that guy. That's cool. No, nothing. All right.
No, I never liked country. Still don't.
You got to embrace it. You got to give it a chance. I was the same way. But once
I have a healthy respect, especially for the older stuff. But
Classic
that
country. Yeah.
Garth Brooks era '90s stuff, it's just too poppy, and I just don't like it.
And did
Fair
their
enough.
vocalizations not all sound the same? Actually, they still do. They all still have to sing in that same kind of baritone country.
Honestly, for me, what turned me off from it, this is, in a time where the grunge scene, so to speak, was coming out, was more authentic and genuine. I saw country as disingenuous because it was a lot of they weren't even really from the country. It was all fake to me, all phony. And you had people like Hootie and the Blowfish guy, Darius Rucker, that changed over to country to make more money and just stuff like that going on. It just all seemed fake to me. So I just had no interest in it. I mean, are these people really riding around on horses and lassoing cows and stuff? I doubt it. So,
he's not on a horse. He's got his Mustang, bro.
Mm-hmm. Well,
where they had to be in award shows with their big cowboy hats on and the tuxedo. Like, I don't leave the house unless I got my hat on.
And every song was about pickup trucks and beers and dogs. And it's just like, okay, we got it. You're from the country. Meanwhile, they're in a mansion in LA.
Panhandle, son. All right.
All right, let's get some Randy Travis out there next.
No, that's all. That's the last of the country story. And we got The Cure, the singles.
The Cure.
Nobody like you guys don't like The Cure?
That was
my
for
son
the
Bobby is kind of into them a little bit.
Yeah.
No, not a huge fan. All that he sounds like he's crying in every song, just kind of whining and it's
everything's a dirge. Like
Duke, you like this one?
Who is it? Looks familiar.
Stone Temple Pilots.
STP.
Oh yeah. They're pretty good.
12 Verses Melodies. Yeah.
Yep.
This was a CD I had when I was I think 8th grade when this came out. I got this one.
Wasn't the biggest fan. I never had any of their albums, but I liked most of the stuff I heard on the radio.
I always thought the CD was cool when I was a kid. Like, oh, when the CD was different, there wasn't just the silver CD.
Who did he go to sing for afterwards? I forgot.
I forget too. I don't know if he did like a solo. Didn't he die a couple of years ago?
Oh, he died a while back.
Scott Whalen, yeah.
Yeah. He gosh, who was it? Did he replace the singer? Oh, that's what it was. Was it Alice in Chains? Then he switched over to that group when their lead singer died?
No. I don't know.
He switched bands at some point because their lead singer had passed away, if I'm not mistaken. It's all a little foggy, but yeah.
So besides 90s country, I've been getting look for 90s alt rock grunge stuff on CD too.
Yeah, I've been kind of into that myself most recently. I've been into the Smashing Pumpkins a lot lately.
Nice. Yeah. And we got the Fifth Element soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't hear what's his face singing, do you?
Who, Bruce Willis?
No, the guy
blue
that
lady?
ruins the movie. And that lady, yeah.
Oh,
Like
First
her
of all,
song's not on
Chris
it.
Tucker does not ruin
Chris
the movie.
Tucker.
He makes the
no,
movie.
he's
hysterical.
fine in it. Ruby Rod.
He's funny.
Rod.
It's
He's
a bit
the
much.
highlight.
No.
That's the point.
I like all the science fiction in it, not.
I thought that was funny. I liked it.
Gary Oldman's great in that movie too. Man,
Oh, yeah.
he's awesome in that. But yeah, it's just it's original. So it's the score. So I haven't listened to it yet, but I would assume that is on here. The Diva Dance. I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd never seen this before. I was like, oh, so that was cool.
I like the movie, by the way.
I love that movie.
And I picked this up, Soul Asylum, while you were out. This was an early record.
Runaway Train. Is that one on there?
No, this is before that. This is from 1986.
Mm.
So it's not very good.
Well, they only had that one hit, honestly, I think.
Yeah,
not mistaken.
And there was a couple. There were a few records that came out before that. So I was curious. I was like, oh, 86, weird, because that was before grunge got popular, and that's before kind of that sound was established, and so I was curious to see what it sounded like, and it's not that good. And then I picked up Screaming Trees. This was another band that came out of Seattle. This was produced by Chris Cornell, the lead singer of Soundgarden. I've only listened to the first couple tracks. It's different than what I thought it was going to be. So not sure if I'm going to hang on to this one or not. I have a local used record store that I'll probably trade some of these into. And then the last one, I'd always seen this record cover, but I'd never listened to it before, and I'd never heard the band, but this was always I always remembered seeing that band called Tripping Daisies, just because that cover is very memorable, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's okay. It probably is going to need another listen, but it's very, very 90s sounding. But yeah, just the kind of weird 90s alt rock, which I figured I would at least know one track off of this, and I'd never heard anything. So those were the CDs. I'll show. I got a couple cassettes and one record. So this, I've shown a bunch of his music on here before. Aurong is a French synth artist. This was one of his more recent albums that just got a physical release through Dungeons Deep Records. It is in French, the title, so I'm not going to try to read that. But this is more synthwave sounding versus the Dungeon synth stuff. This is all inspired from 80s Saturday morning cartoons that he watched as a kid. So this is a fun listen. It's on a blue cassette. The weird spacey vibe. So this is more synthwave, which Duke, your son, body digs synthwave, yeah.
Yep.
So we got that. And then I also got, so from that same order, I got this record here by an artist called Hedge Wizard, which this was repressed through Dungeons Deep. They did a cassette release of this years ago, and it's been out of print for a while. And the cassette is pretty pricey. I think it's close to maybe $100 for the cassette on the secondary market. So I'd had the digital download of it for years, but never had a physical release. And then they put this guy out a couple weeks ago. It's on like a, how do I get that?
Are those bullet holes?
No, it's yeah. Let's see if I can shut this light off and make it a little better. There we go. It's just kind of like a swampy splatter vinyl.
Yeah, it does. Cool. That's unique.
Yeah. So this is a synth Dungeon synth release. It's very a lot of reverb and on this one. It's cool, cool sound. This was one of the first Dungeon synth albums that I heard. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It was kind of one of the records, early records that kind of got me hooked on it. So it's cool to have a physical release of this now. And then I got this through Out of Season Records. this is a side project of a black metal artist called Lamp of Murmur, but this is called Silent Thunder. Thousand Hammers is the name of the cassette. This is still in its shrink wrap. I haven't had a chance to open it. I'll see if I can get it now. This is still black metal, but it's a little more like punk rock influenced. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Oh, there we go.
Almost as exciting as the Retro Nonsense live stream.
Yeah. So it's on a black cassette, or a red cassette rather, with the name printed on the front.
Beauty.
Yeah. Just to show the artist. And this is I don't know if they consider this a demo or not, because there's only 4 tracks on it. But yeah. That's my latest music pickups.
Neato. Well, how are you going to follow that up, dude?
Well, I guess I'll start with what might be my only Star Trek item in this entire room.
Oh my God. I hope we get some likes and some subscribes out of this, because groundbreaking. Right?
Are you ready for the big reveal?
Wow.
2600.
Oh, weird.
It's actually a really good game.
That cover
This was
is
given
awesome.
to me. Yeah,
That's
this
on
was
the
given to me.
2600?
What's that?
That's on the 2600?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
cool.
So this was given to me by Single Banana, my friend Richard, who gives me a lot of stuff just for the heck of it, because he's an awesome dude, and he sent me like 4 or 5 Atari games that he got somewhere for $1 a piece, and this was one of them. And I was throwing them all in and testing them out, and I started playing this one. I was really impressed. It's really a good game for a 2600 game. Must be a later one. It's a Sega cartridge. But
I've never
very
seen
good
that
quality.
before.
Yeah, I haven't either. I never even heard of this one because I'm not a Star Trek fan anyway. But it's really fun. It's a really good game.
What's it play like?
It sort of plays like you have a map and you explore the map and you run into things. Sort of like Star Raiders, if you guys are familiar with that game, where you have the overmap and then you plot out your route and you run into an enemy to defend your base. And it goes into like a first-person mode, and you have the crosshairs and you shoot the enemy ships. It's very fun. It's good stuff.
Is there a secondary title to that? Star Trek
yes,
something?
it's Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator. So I'm not a huge fan of simulators, but this is more like an action game. It's very fast-paced and very fun. So I recommend it. If you guys like Atari games, this is really good. So as a palate cleanser, and to one-up Bill, okay, this is how you do it, Bill. Okay, so your little nerdy like blueprints that you spread out on the table. Look, this is how Star Wars fans do it. It's pop-up book form.
Oh,
okay?
it's like a baby's toy.
This is how we do it. But this is the Millennium Falcon Blueprints book. It's actually really cool. I know it's kind of like gimmicky with the window and everything, but it's really cool. It's really cool. You open these up, and each page has a new layer of the Falcon. It talks all about all the details of it. No need to whip out it.
Used on the
That's
layout of the Millennium Falcon. God dang it.
No,
he's talking to me.
He's good.
He's psyching me out. He's psyching me out for tomorrow. I know. Every time he talks to me, he cuts out. He's messing with me. You're confused about the layout in what way?
Well, like, I think where they would sit for the gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was one on top and one underneath, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
right. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but just the way that so the plane's like this, right? And they're here and here.
Yeah.
I guess the way Luke would sit, or whoever was manning the the gun, how would he have to sit upside down to be hanging there?
Well, if you remember from the movie, the thing kind of rotated all over the place, much like, if you see those old warplanes, they had a bubble underneath and there was a gun.
Yeah, okay.
And it was similar. I think that's the inspiration for
it.
But
it doesn't present as he's upside down. But I took it as like gravity goes differently each way they go from the center. So he is upside down, but not really gravity-wise, because he's got his own gravity down here and Han has his own gravity up here. I don't know if
that's
I'm
what always
kind
of No, I know what you're saying. That makes sense. That always kind of confused me as a kid. I was like, well, wait, how do they? Yeah.
Well, let me find a chapter in the book here, and I'll let you know what it says.
That's Star Wars.
This has got really good art. It's got really good artwork and stuff in here. Very good. It's painted. I mean, look at that.
I like the concept of cutting back each layer and going deeper and deeper.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a robot and everything. It's got really cool artwork, and it's really neat. So, one thing that confused me as a kid is, and I think this is a common, question, is there's no bathroom on the Falcon. Even in the blueprints, I don't think there's a bathroom on here.
Is there one in the Enterprise?
Mm-hmm. In the back of the bridge, there's a bathroom.
Unless they corrected it. I think even going back to the original blueprints of the Falcon, they forgot to put a bathroom in there. I'll double check on that and get back to you. But I'm pretty sure that is something that's kind of like a joke. Well, when it comes to the Falcon's layout, there's never been a bathroom in there.
Yeah, they forgot a lot of stuff. Like engines.
You know what they forgot in Star Trek?
Nothing.
Yeah. They forgot a lot.
Where are they putting the cargo in this cargo freighter called the Millennium Falcon?
There's a cargo area.
Just a little underneath the panels. That's
no,
it.
There's a whole section
back there.
There's a whole section in there, Bill. Can you make me dig this thing out again? Let's see here. Extra storage. I flipped right. Look, cargo. You see that? Okay, so according to this, the YT-1300's aft houses a circuitry bay and chamber that can also be used for additional cargo to prevent damage to instruments. They got it all planned out. This is nerdier than your Enterprise. Yeah, power converter, circuit bay. This has got everything. The Falcon, that's the only ship you need. Okay, rule the galaxy with that thing. So I don't know. I just grab stuff off my shelf. I had this as a kid. It's Mr. T.
Oh, Mr. T.
And I found it at a shop for a couple bucks, so I picked them up. So it's cool to have back on my shelf. So pretty
nice.
Cool. So kind of topical. Have you guys seen the new Batman movie yet?
Yeah, I saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you both saw it. What did you guys think?
I liked it. I think it could have been 30 minutes shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Bill?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought he was awesome as Batman. I thought the suit was awesome. I thought the car was awesome too.
The car was stunning.
Yeah.
I just rewatched it actually the other night on HBO because I was so eager to see it again, and it really held up the second time. It's a really good movie. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I think really what stood out to me the most is how much I liked Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think he just did such a good job. Really, really enjoyed it. And obviously the look of it, the tone, the cinematography, the music, the car, the suit. I mean, it's not a perfect film. I talked about this at length on my podcast with Chris because we both saw it and it was fresh in our heads and we had a fun time talking about it. But I really, really enjoyed it. So,
yeah.
But speaking of which, I picked these up a while back. These little die-cast Batmobile, and I got two of them here. So this is the Tim Burton one. Came with a little die-cast figure and everything. Lots
That's
of detail
all metal?
in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's metal.
Nice.
And this is metal as well. So good quality, very good details. And then I also picked up. I usually don't buy this kind of stuff, honestly. This like modern retro type toys and stuff. It's not my thing, but I really had to have these. So then I've got the one from the 60s.
That's always been my favorite Batman car.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too. And then of course came with the Adam West.
That's so cool.
Metal Batman. But yeah, these are really nice good quality, very detailed, very shiny.
Yeah,
really
glossy.
Yeah, they're
cool.
really cool. And they weren't expensive. I got these at Walmart a couple years ago for, I don't know, maybe $15 a piece or something like that. They weren't expensive, but I was really surprised with the quality of them, and they look great on my shelf. So I figured I'd show those.
I wonder if you took some car wax and buffed those with car wax. Like, would they even pop more?
I don't know, man. They're pretty poppy. Well, especially this one's not. This one's kind of has a matte finish.
Yeah.
The Tim Burton one here, but this is one I love. This Batmobile. This thing's awesome. So really cool. Being the Batman fan that I am, I just grabbed these things too. I figured I'd show them. I love this movie.
Oh, cool.
I actually watched this on VHS a couple months ago here in my room, and it really held up for me. Really enjoyed it. I love these movie books. I have all these Star Wars books that I had when I was a kid. These movie adaptation books are always fun to collect when you were a kid, because back then, the movie came out in the theater, and until it came on TV, that was going to be it. So you had to kind of get these books to kind of relive it in your head, and maybe there was a companion video game or something. Of course, this infamously never had one. It was supposed to be a video game, an arcade tie-in, and it never came out. It actually came out as a different game or something like that. But these movie books are really, really cool. And it's fun to find these in like retro shops because they're usually not that expensive. I've got all three of the Star Wars ones and I had all three of those as a kid, and I found them for a couple bucks a piece, and they're all in decent shape, hardcover and everything. So yeah, they're pretty fun to collect. And since I'm on a book magazine kick, I also recently found this. I had this exact thing as a kid as well. I was a huge fan of the Superman movies, especially the first. It's not. I don't think it's a sticker book. Let me see here. It's no. It's like, I think it has stickers in it. Honestly, I think there's one section, but it's one of those movie books, sort of. This one's a soft cover though. It's not a hardcover, but it's got a poster in there and everything still in there. So that's pretty cool. It's got some black and white stuff, some color stuff. It goes over some history of the comics and everything. So it's just like a Superman promotional book, more or less. But it's really cool. It's got some great imagery in there, some comic stuff, some movie stuff, images from the movie, history of Superman. So yeah, I like collecting this kind of stuff. This still has the poster pull and everything. So It's in really good shape. I think I paid maybe $10 for this. And when I saw it, it's always cool when you're in a retro shop or something and you see something that you forgot that you had. And you're like, oh, I remember I had that. And it's really cool to find something like that and pick it up and add it to your collection. So that's why I grabbed it. So that is all I will show. So
cool.
Quick and easy.
Duke's slaying it out there on the retro shop tour.
Yeah.
Are you going to be taking Chris Roberts around any of these retro shops?
Probably.
Be careful.
Oh, I can't wait for him to come down. It's going to be fun. He's going to be down he's coming down on a Thursday, and Too Many Games is going to be Friday and Saturday. We're going to spend some time in Philly looking at some sites, some in the city, like the Liberty Bell and the Rocky Steps, stuff like that. And then Sunday, we'll have a whole nother day that we haven't determined what we're going to do with yet. We're either just going to hang out here and play video games and just have a cookout, or we're going to go do some retro hunting if he wants. It's whatever he wants to do. He's the one that's coming from the West Coast to Maryland here. So I'm going to let him kind of decide what he wants. But if he wants to go retro shopping, I got plenty of places to show him. So it could go down that way. We'll see.
That is going to be cool.
It's going to be fun. And we're going to try to record an episode of our podcast and everything. We got a lot of things we're going to try to cram into like 4 days. So it's in 1 month. So we're looking forward to it.
It's too bad I was busy at that time. I know my invite was, you knew already.
I did. I heard through the grapevine that you weren't available. So I went to the second tier.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me in here at all. It doesn't.
Well, you're welcome anytime, Bill. Anytime. You have an open invite. So
when is Chris Too Many Games this year? In June?
June 24th, 5th, and 6th or something like that. The end of June.
Oh, yeah. I actually do have a wedding at that time anyways. So I am actually busy. I would much rather go to Too Many Games, though, in the Duke Ranch for sure. 100%. I got a couple of big things to show. This one thing I've been researching all afternoon trying to figure out its history. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll continue with some stuff I got at the yard sales. Let's see if you guys can piece together what this belongs to. Does that recognize that at all?
Is that something to do with lighting?
This goes on here somehow. Like, I'm not really sure exactly, but that goes like that. This thing with the level on there. Oh, it goes on this way. Okay, there it goes like that. Somehow. No, nothing.
Nope. Is it a stand for something? Does it hold something?
Nope. It goes on something.
It goes on something.
Oh, here's instructions. There's that elevation word again. What else is in here? A couple of these things.
I don't know, Bill.
I saw this on the table, and I knew what it was in there, but I had to take a look at it. It came in this.
The heck?
This big thing.
Is this where you're plotting your course when you're sailing?
No, I can see where you're going with that, though, for sure.
Oh, nice. Is that a reticle for a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Go.
Wait
This
a minute.
is-
You shoot. That's a recurve.
Yeah. I haven't since high school,
That's
but
awesome.
I've always wanted to get back into it, and there was this thing on this guy's table. This is a competition level recurve bow. I don't know. It's got some info there for
That's
its
really cool.
stats. It's like he said it's a
We're
40
bow
pounder.
buddies.
Oh,
Hey!
Hey.
that's how hipsters hunt.
So yeah, this
So
whole business goes on to this clip somehow, and then that helps you
That's
target.
really cool. I remember shooting one of those in high school. It was really fun. And I do bow hunts, but I use a compound bow. But there was an older guy that always hunted with a recurve, and I always thought it was fascinating that he would actually hunt with that thing pretty
Well,
effectively too.
all of us recurve guys kind of think the compound guys are
Oh, wow.
kind of cheating.
I'm sorry, I'm not cheating.
It's not really.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Friends who own there's a Central Coast Archery, which is located on the Central Coast here in California, and so I had a buddy who hasn't done it for a few years, but had a weekly. They called it beer league, where they'd show up and just have shooting competitions out on his property.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's dangerous. I can't shoot this here in my subdivision. If I were to lean too high up, that's killing someone. But again, my littlest, she's been talking for the last year about wanting her own bow. This one might be too heavy for her. Like I said, it's a 40-pound draw.
Oh, it's a
The
40-pound draw. Yeah.
The guy was saying at competition, they're usually like 35, 32-pound draws. So price, what do you guys think?
Where did you get that? Is that brand
Yard
new?
sale. Yard sale
Okay,
from this guy. He used this in competition,
I'm gonna
including the
say
sights.
I'm gonna say $50.
How
Or
much
it's
did you
more,
pay
man.
for it? Oh,
Yeah.
Bill's not going to spend $50.
Well, that's probably a couple $100 bow.
Yeah, I know, but Bill's not paying that. Come on. I bet you paid 15 for that.
Well, he did say the string does need to be replaced because it's pretty old. So he offered $15 to start. I went,
Oh
"That's-
shoot! I got chickens running around my room. Hang on a second, guys.
That's the Duke Ranch.
Oh,
So
there is chickens in there.
look at that. This is the best show ever. We got live chickens.
They're escaping from our thing. Oh my gosh! Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm putting them back in their pen. Oh my gosh.
That's what the site came in. So, anyways, I got it for $10. All this. Yeah.
Get in there.
That's where
I'm
Chris
sorry.
Roberts will be sleeping with the chickens.
Yeah. If he's lucky.
God, I wish we could see all this.
Sorry. There's a chicken walked into my room. I'm like, what's going on? Okay, sorry. Everything I do is disaster. Okay, I'm back. Whew.
That better happen tomorrow night.
Put the first chicken wrangling you had on this show?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
That's how Balloon Fight will end.
Continue.
With chickens. So, yeah, I'm really stoked about that. I'm really happy to get that. And from another yard sale, I picked up some records. Finally, we're back to the vinyl show here. I got some rubber soul action from the
Favorite
Beatles.
Beatles record.
Notice the glossy
finish
on this, and it's paper back here. So this is a mono release.
Ooh,
and
herbal.
I think this is what's special about this is it's an import. It's actually from their British label of Parlophone. And I mean, the vinyl's not perfect, but to get Beatles mono on the original label is that's a win every time, especially when it was a little more than $2. I think so. And some Van Halen. I didn't look at this. Let's see what this looks like.
You didn't already have that, Bill?
No, I don't have any Van Halen.
Oh. I thought you would have had that one already. Kind of a staple. I guess you're not a big Van Halen fan?
No, not a giant Van Halen fan
I'm not
at all.
either.
Let me grab a sleeve for that while I'm here. That's in really good shape. That was a couple bucks. No, I got 5 of them and they were $10. Yeah, that's $2 each. $2 each. The Rescuers.
That's cool.
Disneyland Records. No sleeve for this one either. Ooh, this is good. It's just one big band.
Oh yeah. Is it the story?
Narrator.
Yeah.
Then it has. Oh, that's the cast. Sorry. Someone Waiting for You. No, it's music and lyrics. Tomorrow is Another Day. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like 2 songs spread out. I
okay.
Don't know. Proper sleeve on that. Another soundtrack. It's James Bond night here on the show.
Ooh.
From Russia with Love.
Ooh.
No sleeve again. United Artist. That's in decent shape. And one more record to go here, I think. Some Doors.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, I don't have any Doors. This is the first actual Doors in my collection. Never actively collected for Doors.
That was my first favorite. That was the first band I ever liked. I was obsessed for a good at least 3 years straight. That's all I listened to.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah. 6th grade through like 8th.
Oh, that's super early on.
Yeah. My
Definitely.
parents were big. My parents were big Doors fans. And the first time I remember hearing it was watching Wonder Years, where he's Riders on the Storm is playing in the background. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool sounding.
That is awesome song.
Yeah.
Greatest song.
That LA Woman that record is my favorite Doors record. Followed by either the self-titled or Morrison Hotels get there.
So will you permit me to show this thing I've been researching all day? Or should I pass it along? You keep going? I'll keep going.
Okay.
This was in a thrift store, and I always keep a lookout in the leather jacket sections, because if leather jackets are expensive, and if you can get one at a thrift store, heck, especially vintage leather, because it'll get the worn in look that looks pretty cool. I really like that. And you guys know I'm a big airplane guy. I love aviation, everything to do with aviation. So leather jackets and aviation, you're always looking for a bomber jacket or a flight jacket or something like that. And this thing caught my eye on the rack. Let's see if I can.
Oh, you're already winning. You got the American flag there, bro.
Okay. It is found in Canada, but
you got to flip that out inside out and put. Is that
There
on
you
the
go.
inside?
So do you know what this thing's called? What they put in their flight jackets?
No.
That's called a blood chit. And they would pull this out if they crash landed on foreign soil, and so the indigenous people could read it, and it would say, I'm an American, not here to hurt you, take me to my forces for a reward, all that kind of thing. And so that's on the inside.
Wow. That's really cool.
One of the dude's name is here, and the original dude's name was here. And he also wrote his name right here. I'm going to cover up the number, but that's his name, and his social insurance number would be here, which was his military identification number, is your social insurance number.
Hey, that's your name, Bill.
Kind of, yeah. Had to pay up for it, 25 big ones.
That's really cool, man.
Trying to figure out what the authenticity is of this thing, because with this map liner insert, you wouldn't think that's official military. They wouldn't have that, right? But they would have this. But this to have a pen pocket in here seems very authentic to me. Heavy duty, old school zipper. It's got the epaulettes on the shoulders. It's very flight jacket style pockets here, but they also have an added sideways addition into it. So this is based on the American A2 flight jacket that would have been handed out once you made the grade kind of thing, made a squadron. You would get a jacket. And apparently in Turkey, because this is made with Turkish leather, you can get that from that label there. And this label is, unfortunately, the one that would tell the real story is super faded, but you can just make out it's called Pop's Leather. I don't know if you can see that. So Pop's Leather is an extremely famous leather guy in Turkey, just outside of I don't know if it's a United Nations base or if it's just a U.S. air base, but right outside the base, these pilots would take their jackets to Pop's Leather and get it modified by this guy because he just did the best work. he also made these too. So this might be his genuine work, or it might be a modified flight jacket. He's the guy that he would put these liners in and put this in, and he would do these modifications, adding the extra pockets, extra liners. And this pocket edition is something he would do as well in the leather shop. And he would also, something that's not done, but he would also modify the armpits so they would have gussets. So if you lifted your arms, the whole jacket doesn't raise up on you. You'd have more room. So it's definitely Pop's leather. I don't think it's genuine military jacket. I think maybe they made it themselves, but it's still pretty cool. And I think its vintage is somewhere after 1960 and before 1990. And you can kind of work that out by that social insurance number that's on there, because due to a certain amount of years, you were given a service number, and then they changed that to just use your social insurance number. And then they changed it again to another service number. So that's kind of what I was using to gauge the age of it. But
you're saying social insurance number. Do you mean social security number?
In where you guys are from, it's your social security number. Here it's social insurance number.
Okay.
Same idea though, 9-digit number.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty excited to see this.
That's really cool.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually, they don't like civilians wearing these, and they don't like military people wearing them until they earn it.
Who is in a thrift store?
All right. It's actually not too shabby.
Nice.
Too bad.
It's the kind of high up on the waist here, but that's how they wore it back in the day.
Yeah. That's sweet, Bill.
It is extremely warm. Anyways, this, if I do sell it, that's easy money for sure.
$25.
Ugh. That's just VHS tapes all over the place. So yeah, just looking at comparable ads out there, it's like between $200, $300, $350, $300. So did all right there. And I've always wanted one of those jackets, but yeah.
That's a cool find for sure.
Yeah, fits in with everything, I think, that I'm interested in. So other than that, I think that's it for me. Another VHS, but that's for another show on another channel, whenever that comes around. Do you guys have anything else, or is that the end?
I got a bunch of books.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
It's okay.
Let's see some books.
So I had a huge score a few weeks ago at my local bookstore, used bookstore called Gavin's Books, located in Santa Maria, California. Gavin's Books. You can check them out on Instagram.
Not an official sponsor.
No, maybe now. But so I usually go in there once a month. They get in new stuff all the time, and they have a really cool science fiction, fantasy section. And I'm a huge fan of Robert E. Howard, who is the creator of Conan the Barbarian, along with some other characters as well. Conan being his most notable character. But I found a huge collection of Robert E. Howard stuff. I've been in there. I've seen every once in a while there maybe be one book. And it's usually more of a more modern collection of his stuff. But these were all from like late 60s, early 70s, which is stuff that's been on my want list for a while. It's not, super hard to find, but sometimes they can be kind of pricey and condition wise too. But these are all mint. They were bought from a local guy's collection. There was a local author who sold his entire book collection and because he was getting ready to move out of state. So these were from his collection, and yeah, there was so much stuff. But I'll go ahead and get into it here. So we got Conan the Sumerian, or I'm sorry, Conan of Samaria. These are all, this is Lancer. This is a Lancer series. So all of the covers on these were by Frank Frazetta. And these would, Howard's Conan stuff, they were originally published in different publications like Weird Tales, that type of, but these have at least, I think, 3 or 4 stories kind of collected into them.
So are these like first edition?
I'm not sure. There's multiple editions of these. I haven't checked that out yet, but these are from either, these are like late 60s, early 70s. And we got Conan the Isles. I'm going to turn this off here so we don't get the glare. Maybe. There we go. Conan the Buccaneer.
The Buccaneer.
The Buccaneer. Are you familiar with Frank Frazetta?
I haven't read any of his stuff.
No, he's the artist.
Oh, I'm sure you've shown us that stuff before.
Yeah, I mean, you guaranteed you've seen his work. Are you familiar with Molly Hatchet?
Yeah.
You know the Molly Hatchet album?
Yeah.
That's Frazetta.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Conan the Freebooter. Conan the Wanderer.
Oh.
Conan the Avenger.
He was an Avenger.
He was. The original Avenger. Conan the Usurper.
Another snake.
Another snake. Conan. Let me see if I can pull this out. You can recognize. Is Duke muted?
I can't tell what the heck's going on there.
No? Okay. So this, you've seen Conan the Barbarian, correct?
Yeah.
You remember who he fights, the Thothamon? The guy in the room with all the mirrors?
Ugh. No, I don't remember that. It's been too long.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure that was taken from this picture here.
Ah.
I got Conan the Conqueror.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep. I can hear you now.
Okay. I was asking you if you had ever seen that documentary on Frank Frazetta.
No, I haven't.
It's really good. It's from a while back, but I always loved him. I had a couple of his books.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's probably my
There's a really good
favorite
documentary on him.
Nice. Conan the Adventurer. Conan the Warrior. Let's see, that's all from the Lancer series. I'm not sure how many I'm missing, but I need to look into that. And then this is another character of his called Bran McMorn, which is another Frazetta cover here. This is I don't know if this is considered like the same universe as Conan. So this is He's from an ancient race of people called the Picts, and there is they are people from that region appear in some of the Conan books. So I haven't read this yet, but I'm not sure if it's kind of the same universe or not there. And then this is another. So this is Skullface. This is a collection. Yeah. This is a collection of other couple different stories that he wrote, and these have a pull out poster in the middle of them.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So besides fantasy, he also wrote some westerns and other just weird fiction and some other how would you call it? Just other weird fantasy that wasn't science fiction. It wasn't like sword and sorcery stuff. It was just kind of strange stories. So most of this stuff here is stuff from that. So this was Cthulhu, the Mythros, and Kindred Horrors. So this is Robert E. Howard writing in the style or as H.P. Lovecraft, who he was friends with. So I haven't read any of his Cthulhu stuff. So I actually didn't even know he wrote it until I found this. The Gods of Baal Sagat. This is another collection of some of his just some short stories that he wrote. This is another collection of some adventure stories. This is entitled Pigeons from Hell, which is the name of one of the stories in here. And then the last two here, this is just volume 1 and volume 2 of just collections of Howard stuff. So besides that, there was also hardback editions, which were a lot pricier, and I'd never even seen Robert E. Howard hardback book in person before, and there was at least 20 of them there. And I had a buddy who lives in Texas who is a big Robert E. Howard fan and book collector, who I called and ended up buying a lot of books for him there too, and sending to him. But it was insane, the amount of Howard stuff that was just curated there for me, and that's probably the most I spent on books in a really long time.
So you still had to pay up.
Oh well, not too bad, but I mean, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 20 books in one go. So yeah, I was super excited about that.
Wow. And did you buy them wrapped already in the poly, or did you have to get that?
No, that's I put them in the poly. Yeah.
So you got room for all those?
Yes.
Okay, good. Are you gonna get to reading them?
A lot of some of the the stuff from the Lancer series, I have collected in other volumes. So this will probably just be for a collection piece.
Nice.
Yeah, that won't be the reader version.
All right. Well, that was cool. Thank you, Matt Bandy. Thanks, Duke, for coming in and filling out the panel for us.
Thanks for having me. Always appreciate it. Always have fun.
Glad to anytime. Always glad to have you come by. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Clash of the Titans, the big brawl. on Nintendo Live.
Clash of the Titans.
Oh,
There you go.
love it.
That happens tomorrow night at 8:30. Duke versus the Bandy. It's gonna be big time. I wouldn't want to bet on either of them because it's gonna be.
You bet on me.
Did I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Duke, come on. I wouldn't do that. Come on.
You better be glad you're not coming here, Bill. Mother Brain would have a word or two with you.
I saw the fire in Bandy's eyes on that
Yeah, I was
last
a little scared
episode.
too.
And
If he can harness that and use it tomorrow, he will have it.
he's gonna melt you. I'm sorry, you're too nice. He is just gonna it's gonna be crazy. So that happens tomorrow on the Retro Nonsense YouTube channel. Definitely check that out. And of course, Duke has his Retro Nonsense podcast. Everywhere you get podcasts, definitely subscribe to that as well with Chris Roberts and Matt Bandy. He's doing his Matt Bandy things over there. Can we say where you appear at all, Matt Bandy, or
I don't really appear anywhere.
Okay, all right.
I have a okay. You know what?
I see him.
I
see him.
have a VHS account on Instagram. That's PMA_VHS.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's got wild stuff on there.
Sometimes you can see him lurking around the Retro Nonsense Discord server,
there you go. My two
posting
places.
scores, posting low scores on video games.
Oh.
But
You know, there was a couple months ago where I was the victor of the Beat the Bandy challenge.
yeah, it was the time I didn't.
That
I didn't
doesn't
get a
get
chance to
talked about.
play.
It's not my. Hey, you had 2 months.
Fair enough. You won. You won that month.
So yeah, your Discord. You gotta get an invite to go to the Retro Nonsense Discord though. So subscribe to those dudes and reach out to them, and you get the invite code to join the most happening Discord ever out there. There's even talk that the Midnight is Flashing group might get a channel over there too.
Oh, yeah.
Got to
I heard
grease the
that
right
too.
wheels. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll be back again with some more collectors, and I'll have some more videos coming out soon as well. Some fun stuff, and you can go back and check out things that I've already shown because there's a couple cool things the last couple weeks. So check that out. Don't forget Retro Nonsense tomorrow, and that's it. We'll see you there tomorrow. See ya. See you
Good
guys.
night.